One of the reasons why friendships end is because we let things fester too long.
Yes.
At the initial emergence of your discomfort, you should have expressed that this makes me uncomfortable.
So while I agree with this, and please note that I said I totally agree, there's a huge elephant in the room that's not being mentioned. And that's the reason why Black women struggle to express themselves, to express their feelings, and give feedback. And that's because we have literally been trained not to our whole entire life, whether at home or at school, and even as adults in the workplace. When we express ourselves, express how we're feeling, get feedback, we've often been belittled, dismissed, told we're too sensitive, told we're overreacting, we're being too emotional, etc., etc. So in that, we've learned that keeping quiet and not making a fuss, quote unquote, will keep us safe, will keep the peace, will keep us out of trouble. Then there's this other strange thing that happens in which we start to question our own feelings. We start to think, wait, maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am being too sensitive. Maybe my feelings aren't real. Like we question our own emotions. We start to think, maybe I'm tripping. We gaslight ourselves because we haven't been taught to trust our emotions. So, this idea that we can just like wake up one day and be really direct at the first instance of discomfort when we've literally been trained to ignore discomfort is just really unrealistic. It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of trust building. One of the ways we build that trust is watching how people react when other people give them feedback. So, if you have a friend and you're thinking about being direct with them, but every time they get feedback or someone expresses something to them, they're venting to you, they're complaining, they're saying how annoying or weird or self absorbed the other person is, that's not gonna wanna make you share your true feelings with them. That's gonna give you pause. So we also have to remember like people are watching the way we interact and react with other people. And depending on that, that's going to make them lean in and feel more comfortable sharing or lean back. So, how do we get more comfortable sharing our feelings with others? Well, first, we start small with small little things. For example, let's say your friend wants to go to a certain restaurant and you would actually prefer to go somewhere else. Speak up, give that other suggestion, and see what happens, right? That's a low stakes way to practice sharing feedback, sharing your feelings, expressing yourself, expressing what you want, expressing what you need. Another thing that can help is to not feel like you have to over explain your feelings. Sometimes when we're not used to expressing ourselves, we feel like we have to know exactly what's going on and exactly why it's happening. It's okay not to know. You cannot know exactly why you feel how you do, but still express yourself. So, for example, if someone made a joke that hurt your feelings, you can say, that joke hurt my feelings. And if they're like, why would that hurt your feelings? You can simply say, I don't know exactly why, but I know it didn't make me feel good in that moment. And I would appreciate it if you don't make jokes like that about me, or just don't make me the butt of your joke in general. Like, it can stop there. And the undercurrent of this is obviously to learn to rebuild trust with your feelings, rebuild trust with your intuition, get comfortable with feeling things, and know it's okay and normal to do. Regardless of how the other person responds, your voice deserves to be heard. Anyway, as usual, I hope this helps someone. Take care, y'all.